Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be talking to you guys about my nephew's locks. So what you have before you now is his locks at 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks into his lock journey. I started his locks with the same method I started Zion's locks, which is the interlocking coil method. I don't really have a name for it, but I will link the video of Zion's, when I did it on Zion's head, in this video. So that's what it's looking like right now. His locks are very interesting because of how they got started. So here all I'm doing is some maintenance on his locks. I am maintaining it with the crochet latch hook. But the story behind his locks is he wanted locks for a while, and his mother kept giving him the cornrows, but he didn't like the cornrows, he wanted locks. So one day, my lovely nephew here takes the scissors and cuts patches into his cornrows. Yeah. So his mother had to cut his hair off. She didn't cut all of it off because she wanted him to get his locks. He made that bold gesture to show that he really wanted his locks. So she wanted him to get his locks. So she didn't cut it down all the way to make it even. She cut it down enough to where the patches weren't so boldly just out there. And she asked me to go ahead and start his locks. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I could start his locks that short because his hair really looked very short. However, of course, shrinkage was to account for that also. But his hair was really short. So I started his hair with the crochet latch hook and the method that I told you guys about. So this is his hair 3 weeks after that. This is his very first maintenance because I wanted his hair to grow into the interlock sections. So this is his very first maintenance after me starting it. And I'll include pictures of his before. I think it was the day or the next day after I started his locks. I will include those pictures in there. But this area that I'm working on right here is one of his patchy areas. As you can see, I'm having to start brand new locks in that area because 3 weeks ago I could not even grip that area. So right now I'm just starting brand new locks there. As you can see, I made my little coil, and then I'm going to go ahead and interlock that coil, and I'm going to do that for that entire section and the other sections where the patches were just too short to do anything with. I also really wish that I would have recorded me starting his locks. However, it was really challenging to approach how I would start his locks. So I think I got lost in that and didn't even think about even recording anything. But like I said, at first I didn't want to start his locks at that time because I felt like he couldn't start at that time. But I wanted to give him his locks that he wanted, so I went ahead and just challenged myself to go ahead and just start his locks and just let the patches catch up, and they are catching up very nicely, as you can see. Some of the new locks are very thin, like that one there, because the surrounding areas are still super short. So it's not going to be an even lock until it grows out completely. And the worst area of them all was the front of his head, because I guess he could see that better than the rest of his head, so he cut it very well right there. So what I'm gonna do there is, right there I already started some little locks, but it wasn't really, I didn't really even think they were gonna stay because the hair was so short. So what I'm doing here is I'm just restarting those locks again in the patches, and I'm incorporating them into the longer hairs that's in that area. And for this area, I'm also having to interlock a bit tighter than I did for the rest of his head because this area was the shortest, and I'm wanting to integrate this hair into his other locks that are surrounding, and of course starting the new locks on that hair. I'm gonna have to interlock a bit tighter, not so tight that he can't sleep or he's crying, just it's uncomfortable when the last loop passes through, but it's nothing where it's gonna really hurt him. At the present time, his hair is almost 2 months into the lock journey, and he is loving it. He loves it. He doesn't care that it's short. He just loves the fact that he has his locks that he wanted. And as you guys can see right here, I'm just looking at it from afar and giving it a few looks just to see what I'm gonna do with the front, because the little locks that I tried to put in place the first time didn't really stay. I could still see the general area of where they were, but they didn't really stay, so I'm just looking back to see what I'm gonna do with it. And one benefit of starting with this method is that, especially for little boys, they can do whatever and not have to worry about their hair unraveling, none of that, because this little boy does everything. He likes to get his hair dirty, rubs his head on everything, every surface. He goes swimming, and he doesn't have to worry about his baby locks unraveling. He can just come back home and wash his hair, and he's good to go. And I think that's the part he's really loving, is that it's not limiting him in any area. He can still do whatever. He can run around, sweat all day, wash it as often as he wants to, jump in the pool, and he doesn't have to worry about it unraveling or not being able to do certain things just because he doesn't want his baby locks to come out. I also think his hair texture is to account for that too. He His hair texture is more on the coarser side, which is a great thing, especially when it comes to locking. I tell him, when he asks me, I told him his locks are gonna be completely amazing because they're gonna lock very fast and they're gonna grow very fast also, because his hair just is the type of hair, if you take care of it, it will flourish. And He, like I said, he's almost 2 months into his journey now, and it's even longer than it is in this video. His hair is just doing what it's supposed to do. Make you ginger me. All the ladies in the house, they want to ginger me. Hey, baby, carry they go for a bad man. See the way she they roll for a bad man. She be taking it slow for a bad man. When she dropping the low for a bad man. Baby, carry they go for a bad man. See the way she they roll for a bad man. She be taking it slow for a bad man. When she dropping the low for a bad man. Baby, carry they go for a bad man. See the way she they roll for a bad man. She be taking it slow for a bad man. When she dropping the low for a bad man. Okay, so everything is all tightened on his hair, and it's a tremendous progress. I wish I would have filmed the beginning. You guys would agree with me. It's tremendous progress, and he loves it. I love it, and I'm really happy to see his lock journey started. I'm interested to see how things are gonna go. I know they're gonna go well, but it's gonna be interesting to watch. And I'm gonna try to do updates for him on this channel too. If you guys are interested in seeing how his hair matures and grows, let me know, and I will be sure to keep the updates coming for his hair as well as the rest of our locks that I've featured on this channel. And here's a little side by side of his hair. That's the side of his head where he just chopped it off, the front of his head, and the other side of his head. You can see the progress there. It's pretty tremendous. But thank you guys for watching as always. I will be keeping you guys updated on him, and I will also be coming back to you guys with a lot more videos, so please stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't. Give it a thumbs up. See you guys later.